right, so let's go ahead and take a look at simplifying this cubed root. Now, these are fairly larger numbers, and it's not going to be really altogether that hard though either, because this is multiple choice. So what I want you to keep in mind about this being multiple choice is that what cubed root means is cubed root means that if I cube this answer, I should get negative 216x to the 21st power. And so again, if I cube it, I should get negative 216x to the 21st power. If I cube it, I should get negative 216x to the 21st power. So as far as option C, this not being a real number, hopefully we remember that we're allowed to take an odd index radical of a negative number, because again, looking at what we're doing for cubing it, if you cube a negative number, if you multiply it by a negative an odd number of times, your final answer will be negative, and that's fine. Where the problem arises is when you're trying to take an even index radical of a negative number. So you can't take a negative number and multiply by itself 4 times and get a negative. That's where the problem comes in. So in this case, with it being odd, since our index is odd, C is not the right answer. Now, as we look at these other options, what I would look at is let's look at the number part. In both B and D, the numerical part of the answer is negative 6, whereas in A it's negative 72. So if you take negative 72 times negative 72 times negative 72, are you going to get negative 216? Absolutely not. That's a huge number. 70 times 70 means 49 with 2 zeros on the end. Way too big. And so now it really boils down to the x's. Here we have to remember that when you raise a power to a power, you multiply the powers. So what we're looking at is we're comparing x to the 18th cubed to x to the 7th cubed. And again, if we just look at this as saying, what happens if I write out the cube? Which of these is going to get me 21? Well, obviously this guy's not going to get you 21 because there's no way to get 21 with a bunch of 18s. So that one doesn't make sense either, and our answer is D. Now, if you actually want to go through this with kind of like rules, the rule here is that the cubed root of negative 216 and the cubed root of x to the 21st can be taken separately, where that guy is negative 6. In this one, you can kind of think about as rational exponents that remember the index to your radical is the denominator in the rational exponent. And so this is the rule behind it, but the reason I want to start off going the other way is that we didn't really need any rules besides just knowing the definition of what a cubed root meant. And at that point, by literally writing out what it meant to cube something, it became obvious which answers were wrong. So that's another approach that we can always take is just writing it out. Write out what is this supposed to be equal to.